No, puodepäivi. Muuttiin kuin manna. Muuttiin kuin manna puudes. Okei. Manna puudes. Mun tjaalan taas chattas. Muuttiin kuin manna. Tiin kuin... Maybe you heard that. Yeah, I think so. We had the how with you it goes. And you can answer like puudes or imana no puudes. Manna puudes. Manna puudes. Miha puolet, jos manna puudes. Much better if it goes well. Miha puolet, jos manna puudes. Did you... I had some thoughts about I had some thoughts about things to take up. I see I haven't checked everything that you have written, but some of you have also started to write about yourself, and it looks very good. Some of you put it in the Facebook group, and some of you sent by mail to me, and so on. And it's good. You seem to be able to say something on basis of that text, maybe that was in the end of last session, but also more freely. Some of you speak. Do you want me to talk to look at the attendance check things, or were they so easy so that you already... I saw it was this Månlän, I am from somewhere, and I can copy it here. Where are you from was one of the questions, and I think that one was easy. No, that was the third lesson. Sorry, I have to jump to the fourth lesson, of course. Here it is. Yeah, it wasn't so difficult. Some of you asked, why is it Mon mahtan laulot outa laulaga saame killi? Why is it in illative to know how to say to say something in Sami? And I think I also mentioned in the end last week, after when we continued a little bit, that these prepositions can sometimes be difficult in languages because we use a little bit different prepositions, and also over time in the same language you can start to use other prepositions. Can you see this now, this Word document?
Yes.
Yeah, I start with this part here. That was for 2 weeks ago. I just cut out 2 of these, and maybe this was this okay? Mon, what could it be? Mon, I am from... Yeah, I heard somebody say Månlän. Some places eret. If we say quota keinos eret, like in the famous rap song, you need the S here. It's not enough to say monlen quota keino eret. You need to say monlen quota keinos eret. Ja mon oron matses in, or we should say something that all of you know. London is kostoon läht eret. That should also be possible, I think, for you to say. And this one was the one that some of you asked, why is it illative here? I know how to sing a song, or I can sing one song in Sami. And why is it translated to illative, which would be translated to two Sami language, but it is just like that. So here we have something in the chat. What is ovta here? Ovta is the accusative of okta. Okta means one, and ovta also means one song. So you could have said mon mahtan laulut saamikilli, mun mahtan laulaga laulut saamikilli. You could also jump over this ovta, but in a way, I think it's a influence from these other languages around here that you use this one. Ovta, it means okta, one. Okta is the nominative form.
So here it is the accusative form, or is it the genitive ofta?
It's in the accusative form, actually.
So I sing what?
Yeah, what can I sing? I can sing one song in Sami. Or Engelaskilli. Mon mahtan laulut ofta laulaga Engelaskilli. Maybe I could make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think that was Don't let it. Those are some examples. I think you were able to do this. If you want to understand how to put this word, this noun or substantive into different cases, what do you have a feeling for how to find the pattern for this? We had it in one lesson, so you should be able to find out what if I, for example, ask you to say saamen kielellä in accusative, plural, we say singular for. How can we find out what are we supposed to look at? Because if we go to this, sorry, I will try to share another document. I stop sharing this one and I start sharing this one. And we go to lesson number, here it is, to lesson number 3 or something like that. Yeah, 3. Now here it says nouns, even syllable sounds, substantives. So here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different nouns that or substantives that are put into these cases. But how can we know which one to look at on basis if we, because the Sami kieli is working exactly as one of these 6. Yeah, here we have kieli. Okay, so then it's not so difficult. Yeah, but if we take another substantive, if we take, for example, if you need to say, anybody has a suggestion for a substantive that we are going to see here in the chat what comes? Laula, laulaga, oh no. Peana, peatnaga, no. These are not even syllables. That makes a
Pekka.
problem. Piegga.
Pekka.
Piegga is good, yeah. Piegga is a word meaning wind. So if we I can write here that peana peatnaga was one suggestion and laula laulaga was another suggestion, but these are not good because in the genitive version of it, they become bigger. So they are not the even syllable with 2. Here you have 3. Lav, la, ga. You have 3 syllables. Pe, na, ga. But here, piegga, it becomes
Piekka.
yeah. Or maybe I shouldn't say that because we have also learned to look for these consonants. So we try this piegga. So what do we look for among these? Can you make it a little bit bigger? Sure, I can do that. If we have the word, I put these away a little bit. If we have the word piegga, do we look in the start of it to find that it's similar to one of these, that it starts with a B? Is that interesting?
Yes.
No, it's not. Sorry. I just tried to it's not interesting to see in the start of the word. It's the last part of the word that is interesting. We need to find another word that ends in the same vowel. So here was piegga, and it ends with an A that has it has no accent and accent, you say in English, no accent, and therefore you go to find another even syllable word. You cannot use this one because, well, it's similar, but there is one form that is not the same. So you need to look at this one. And here I have a question. I have no idea what nominative, accusative, genitive, illative, locative, commutative, or essive are, and singular and plural. Okay, yeah, that is the, of course, yeah. We can take that again, but it's also written here, and we get a suggestion here to look for the A ending. That's perfect. That's what you're gonna do. So you look at the A ending, you see that we have johka here, and piegga and johka works in the same way. So if you need the accusative, I see the wind, for example, I am the nominative form, mon, oainan, I see, or mon rahkistan, I love. We had rahkistit, and then what do you love? I mon rahkistan
Piekka.
piekka. So we had piekka, that was the word, but you see here that johka The A is intact. It's the same A, but what happened was that the stronger grade changed. So we need to find the weaker grade for this GG. That is what has happened in this word. The HK has been changed to a G. So then we need to go to this list we had somewhere and find GG. I scroll down here. Sorry if it's here. We have the list, and then we find GG, and we see that KK is the KK is the weaker grade of GG. So then we can know that if we go back here and we have KK as the weaker grade, then the accusative form will be Piekka. And if we want to say this word in locative singular, for example, in the wind, in the meaning in the wind.
Piekkas.
Yeah, perfect. Piekkas, in the wind. And then if we want to take it, if we want to say with the wind, how do we do that? That is the commutative. That means with the wind.
Piekkain.
Piekkain, perfect. And if we want to say the winds are tough today, I mean the nominative plural, the winds.
Hiekkatlet.
Winds are hard. Piekkat lät. Karrasat, yes. So this is possible to find out from the information you got already if you start understanding how this list is made up. What about illative? Pieggi comes a suggestion here. Illative singular, to the wind. How do we say that? Well, if we look here, according to this this pattern here, it would have been the strong grade GG, and we have B first, and then GG, and then we get an EE.
Yes.
So this is what we have, but then the thing is, we also looked at when this double I comes and when we have a diphthong in the first syllable, then the E disappears, so it becomes big E, and that you cannot see here because this example with the johka, it doesn't have a diphthong in the first syllable. And therefore we need to check out there are four extra possibilities here, or here there are four examples with the diphthong, and then we can see, for example, kiella, that is also ending with an A, so it has the same form, and here we get the double E, and then killi, then the E disappears and the I is only there, so it's killi. So it would be biggie, to the wind is biggie. Yes. I'm a little confused on when the G becomes a K. Yes, here you have LL, that is the strong grade, and here is L, that is the weak grade. The strong grade of GG is GG, and the weak grade of it is KK. So therefore, every place where you see the double L, you use the GG form, and every place where you just see the L here, you use the KK form. So therefore, biega is nominative singular, biegat, biega, biegait, and in this way you can use it. Exactly, strong grade in nominative singular, illative singular, and essive. Yes, grade change happens with nouns and verbs and everything, but there are also some words, like for example the contractive verbs that we didn't talk about yet. They don't have this grade alternation. So if you want to try to use just words that doesn't change, then it could be possible for a little while, but I mean there are lots of words that change, so we have to accept that and try to learn some of the how they change some of the consonants and then understand the system. So that was something about last week's. I stopped sharing this because then I also wanted to share something else, and that was this one. I wanted to say that there one friend of mine here, Ingorante Ailo or Ailos, called as an artist, Ailo Gope or Aslak, maybe Aslak Gope, birth name. He is an actor and a yoiker, and when he heard about this course of ours, then he said, I'm going to have a yoik course and try to do it on Zoom. So if some of your students are interested in a yoik course, in the start he said he will do it this autumn. So I'm not sure when it will be. But if you're interested, you could either contact him directly on iagaup@gmail.com, or you could maybe I put it in the chat if I or you can contact me to or also Elisabeth Berg is arranging it, and she's also following this course, so it could be a possibility to get in touch with her if you're interested in that. And here is the this attendance check for this week that we're in now. So, and now we go to, I share the lesson. So now it's the 5th lesson. I think we are at the 5th lesson. Didn't we Yeah, we looked a little bit on the speech exercise, and some of you started writing that. I haven't answered all of you yet, but I will try to do that. And it's also good that if you comment on other people's, if you help each other, because I'm sure that you can also find things that, yeah, is that correct, and ask, and then we will help each other out here if it takes some time for me to answer. So here is a poem. Um, could I get someone of you who didn't really, maybe someone who didn't, yeah, okay, could you send attendance check also on email? Yeah, that, sure, I will do that. I will send you the links on email, because I feel that it should not be the most difficult thing to try to find the link. It must be, in the start I thought you have to stop the video like to see, and but I mean, that's not the problem. You show by answering these questions that that you have been in class, because if you haven't been in class, it will be difficult for you to answer them. So it will work. I will send you the links on email.
I can't write in the form.
And here is a poem called Monrakistan Du. Is there anybody who would like to read this, and who didn't, maybe somebody who didn't do it before? Could I try? Wenche Brenna? Yeah.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear
Very
you.
good. I can make it try. I say different words here, but I can try. Monrakistan Du, don't let go mera. Voyadan du chatsis, bukchalatan dus. Illu le dievas gogavnan helmo.
Yeah, great. So could you also help me with the translation? Monrakistan Du.
I love you like the ocean or the sea, maybe.
Yeah,
I love you. You are like the sea.
don't let go mera.
Is it sea or ocean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same, I guess.
Yeah. Voyadan du chatsis, I swim in your waters.
Voyadan du chatsis. Yeah, go is like teko, like Lasse asks. Yes, chatsis is actually singular, in your water.
In
But
you, meaning in you. This is a poetry.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the next word is very difficult. Like I see, it means to dive in you, kind of.
Yeah, Bukchalatan dus.
Very very much poetry also.
Yeah.
Illole dievas, it's happiness is complete or full.
Yeah, illu la dievas.
When I find, is it a pearl? Dieva?
Yeah.
When I find a pearl?
Yeah. Kokaunan helmu. Helmu.
Helmu. Interesting.
Yeah, this
is it one pearl or more pearls? Helmu is one pearl.
Yeah, it's one.
Helmu.
So the happiness is full when I find the pearl.
Yeah, or complete maybe.
Yeah, complete. Yeah, could be. Yeah.
It's very beautiful poem.
Yeah. And it's a little bit mystical too, what it's about here, but
yeah.
Good, good.
It is about getting to know people, you know.
Yeah. And you know, you have seen, we have used these verbs rakistit and lät. Do you also understand what the infinite of this verb
Vojadan.
would be? Yeah, vojadan, that is the first person. That is, I am swimming.
Yeah, because that is vojat, vojadit.
Vojadit fall. Yes, vojadit.
Vojadan. Is it a word called vojan as well?
Vojat.
Vojat.
Yes, I can write it here on the chat.
Yeah.
Vojat means to swim, and vojadit is also to swim, but vojadit, vojat is the like basic verb, and like porrat is also a basic verb to eat. I write that, and then we have these different versions. Is poradit, to eat a meal. I mean, to sit down for a longer time and eat. And vojadit is also such a, when you put the dit on the end, the dit ending, then it's to do something for a longer time,
Longer time. Yeah.
repeated. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep on for a longer time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like girdit. Yeah. Okay. Vojadit. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well done. And can I also ask you one or two more questions about this grammar? What about bokchalattan? Do you have a suggestion for what it could be in the dictionary, in the basic form, in the
You asking me, huh?
infinite form?
I was wondering that because I was thinking butchalit. I don't have it really because this is what you are doing now, butchalatan.
Yeah, this is the presence for the first person. So would you be able, even though if you cannot find the infinite form, infinitive form, would you be able to say you are diving? Would you be?
No, butchalatandus.
Bokchalatandus.
Butchalatat.
Exactly. Bokchalatat.
Yeah.
You change the N to the T. So that one would be okay, but then
and he and she would be the A, butchalata.
Yeah, exactly. It would be, but then the problem is it would also change to DD instead of TT.
It would.
Yeah, bokchaladda, because this is bokchaladdat. It's this is the form of the infinitive. Bokchaladdat, and it becomes then bokchalattan. I died. And we didn't talk about these verbs yet, but I think we do it today. They have one, bokcha, two, la, three, dat, four syllables. So they are even syllable verbs. And last time, or 2 weeks ago, we talked about odd syllable verbs. So today if I scroll down here, I think we or not. Yeah, here, monmanan. It's in a similar way as monmanan. I go, tonmanat, and son manna.
You had changed the third.
Yeah, it's the yeah, with the double N there. And here is this verb that you were asking about, wojat, to swim in the basic form.
It won't be wojat.
Wojat, yeah. And then on vuojan, ton vuojat, son vuoja.
Very good.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Villa.
Mm. And then we go up to where we were, and here is a text about
Lokative.
the have construction, isn't it? The construction for to have on page 35 on the bottom. I think I'm still sharing here. Yeah. And I think we already mentioned that there is no verb with the total meaning of, or the way you say that you have something is a little bit different in these Finno-Ugric languages than in for example, English and Swedish. So I have a car is in North Sámi. Mulla bila. And it could be translated like, here at my place is a car. The owner is in the locative, mus, and the owned object stands in the nominative case, bila. So then if I say I have cars in plural, you say, you put the bila in plural, but you also put the verb in plural. Muslat bilat. Musla bila, I have a car. Muslat bilat. And if I don't have a car, mus ilat bila. And if you want to say it in plural, I don't have any cars. At my place, there are no cars. You say mus eilat bilat. Sus la spabba. He has a ball. She has a ball. Munnos läht spabbat. Tus la karta. You have a map. Siis ei läht biila. No, siis they in plural at their place there is no car. Siis ei läht biila. Sudnos, those two at their place there are cars. Yeah, I have also heard some like philosophical explanations. Yeah, of course. I mean, we try to explain why things are why this language work in this way, and somebody can suggest that that then you don't the feeling of ownership is not as strong in Sami, and that could be a suggestion. I mean, a way of understanding it. But it's also difficult to, I would say it's difficult to know for sure that statistically Sami people have another understanding of ownership because of the way the language work. So I'm not sure if I'm most of the time focusing on the language, and of course it's interesting to see that there are words in different languages that are used in different. There is no verb to have in any of the Celtic languages. Possessions are at one. Okay. Yeah.
It's the same in Russian.
Yeah.
У меня есть.
У меня есть.
Okay, yeah. But is it then possible to say that Russians? No, you you cannot say that. Can you say? Yeah, maybe you can say that. I'm not. I don't know if that can. If that, I guess that is just a grammatical feature, and how it affects the people. I don't know what to think about that. So it's not so easy. But if I can put you into groups, maybe 2 and 2, just for a short while, and now here is something about statistically proven that possessive structures are not randomly distributed. I didn't understand that one, but I have to think about it. Or do you want to explain it a little bit more? Take the mic and
Just accept it.
Hey, Ville. Yes, I'm not sure that's interesting for everyone, but this paper is great.
okay.
And it's on ownership and different possessive constructions in Sámi, and it is quantitatively, it's a quantitative paper on different distributions of different constructions on Sámi, and they demonstrate that it is proven that the different grammatical structures are motivated by semantics in specific cases. To summarize.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
I think it's open access. If it's
Yeah.
not, I'm in the Facebook group and I can share it with anyone
Yeah.
who wants to write to me.
And you say that the surnames are Janda and Antonsen. Is it
Yes.
this Lena Antonsen that you
Yes,
talk?
from Yela Techno, from UIT.
Yeah.
Lena Antonsen and Laura Yenda is also a professor at UIT.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will check that out.
Yeah.
So if I put you into groups and you try to understand these sentences and talk a little bit with your friend. I put you 2 and 2, and then it's just 3 sentences. So I think we do it just shortly. But for example, for 5 minutes. So now I will see. I guess you all have this already, so I can put you into groups, breakout rooms, 57 people, then we take 28 rooms, open all rooms, and I can also put the file here.
Ville, I was in a room, but no one joined me, so I'm not sure what to do. Oh, now I can't hear anything. What's happening?
It's my fault that you couldn't hear
Oh.
anything. So now it's sorry for not putting you. Then I should. Okay, and also Mattia, if you go back, I can put you into new rooms.
Okay, great.
I try to do that.
Thanks.
Hello, Ville.
Hey.
I ended up being alone in a breakout room.
Oh, that's not good. I was starting to look at this article. I'm so sorry. I should have checked because I can see here. So if you go back there, I can put you in with somebody else.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I see Erika is in the main room too.
The room number 2? No.
No, in this main room.
Oh yeah. You can.
Yeah, I know her. Is it possible to get in the same room?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I can try. How can I do that? No, she's. Oh yeah, is it this Eric? So where are you? Or maybe you work here. Here is Stephanie. She is on her own. I just put. I'm. Yeah, maybe I put you. No, but I don't know how to put you. Which room were you in, Vegard? If I try to.
Oh, sorry, I don't remember the number. I think maybe it was 16 or something.
Okay.
But I can be in any room. It's not very important.
Okay. Yeah, you were in 23. But how do I put another there? If you just go back.
There's still no one in my room, so I'll just stay here.
Okay. Yeah.
Or we'll just wait and we can go through the answer.
Yeah, here I see one is alone. I just put those people who are alone to some other room. I have no control now on. Okay, so now he is alone. Then I put him to. So if some of you wants to go back to your room, then I can move you to another room, but I cannot. I cannot move you away from this main room. I don't know how to do that.
It's okay. I'll wait until everyone's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe we can just do the same like here in the main room, since we're not a lot of people here.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So what's the task?
So there's 3 different phrases, and yeah, just have to translate them.
Miss AI.
Yeah, Miss. Do you hear me? Yeah.
But now you froze. Okay, now you're back again. Miss AI bilat.
Is that
we do not have cars.
Yeah. When I was looking at the explanations for these, it's got like in or at. How do you know when to use them? Do you just sort of, like when you're translating back into English, like obviously I am, because I didn't know if I need to say, right, is this sentence saying like from you or at you or in you are cars?
Yeah, miss, that is the first person plural, so that means we or us, but it's in the locative. So misslet would be we have,
We
or
have.
literally at us are.
At us
But
are.
the AI is the negative verb.
Mm.
So it
Okay.
kind of means at us are not cars.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I just have to get my head around how the language is spoken, just so I can translate it literally in my head and know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a whole new way of thinking.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm making flashcards with sentences, I don't usually understand them the first time because it doesn't always work to just translate every word directly.
Yeah.
If I did that with this sentence, I wouldn't understand it.
Yeah, seeing it in context definitely helps though, instead of learning stuff in isolation.
Yeah, absolutely. Så de släpen sidorna.
We have.
I think it means you guys have fuel.
Gas. Oh, right.
Gasoline.
You
But
have.
you guys are gassy. You
Very
have
good.
gas.
You have fuel.
Dieselbensin.
Very
Yeah.
good.
And what about Miss Eile bilat?
We don't have cars.
Yeah.
Dudnoslet skotrat. I think dudnos is an example of the dual
Yeah,
form.
you.
So you two do not have scooters. Is it right, Villa?
No,
Yeah.
you have scooters. No.
Oh, sorry.
You do have
Oh,
scooter.
you do have scooters.
Tunnuslät skotrat. Ja, det ska.
Of course.
Good. So now you tried that, and then we continue with past positions, or should we have a small break maybe? I think it's time to have a break.
Yes.
Yeah, that might be a good
Coffee
idea.
break.
Yeah, coffee break. And
Boddo lilla. Boddo.
do we take 10
Kaffe
minutes?
Boddo.
Boddo.
Kaffe boddo, Eiston.
Yeah.
Good. Coffee. We need coffee.
10 minutes. So we
10
meet at
minutes.
6:05.
5.
5
Or
past.
4.
What
Okay.
What do you mean 5 when you say it, Venke? Do you mean 5 minutes or?
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay. Did
They
you say?
me you do what you do. I'm here anyway.
Okay.
I'm flexible today. Sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to make trouble.
Some people already left, so I think we take 10 minutes until 4 minutes past.
Yeah. Very good.
I write on the
Vila.
chat. No, yeah,
Vila, may I ask a question while
Sure.
we're on break?
sure.
In my native language, we have prepositions, so I'm wanting to get a better grasp on the language without prepositions. So because I'm American English speaker, I have a cup. The cup is mine. And without have, I see there's like 2 translations. At, the cup is at me, or the cup is in me. Can you help me to understand that, please?
Yeah, maybe. It's I could try, but it's also, of course, difficult to. In a way, I guess it's just to accept that this is the way to say that you have something. Musla kaffekoppu. I stop sharing this so that I can write on the chat. Musla kaffekoppu. I have a cup of coffee. Is that correct in English? I'm not sure.
With me.
Yeah. I mean, that
In English, with me and at me and in me have 3 different meanings. So I'm just wanting to understand, is it one of those, or
no,
I'm
no.
sure
Not
it's
specifically one of those. It's just the concept that in the vicinity, in your vicinity, there is something.
Mm.
It doesn't
Yeah.
mean at, in, or above, or underneath. Doesn't, but somewhere near you.
Exactly, because it's possible to say, I mean, you can say with me in another way. Moina, she came with me. Dapodi, sompodi, Moina. Also, so this is with me. I don't know. Maybe that is just. I think this Sven's explanation was what was the word? Vicinity? What did you say?
Yeah, vicinity or near someone.
Yeah. So it's a try to explain how the Sami language work. It's
Thank
just
you, Sven. That's helpful. I'm wondering if there's some kind of a cultural context or connection to the language that doesn't have a form of ownership.
It does. It's just different. It's a different concept they have.
Yeah, and there are also other verbs for have. I mean for owning, for example. To own is another verb. That is not a problem. So eikadushat, to own. So it's just this one to have that that is a little bit that is expressed in another way.
To Sami people and Russians and others that have a similar concept, it is weird that we have a proper verb for this concept of possession. Right? It's just the way it is. It's just a different, the English people drive on the wrong side of the road, according to us. But according to them, it's the right side of the road, right? It's a different concept.
Yeah,
Catherine, sorry, Catherine. I mean, I'm totally on board with you because I'm Australian and this is very new to me. I've never learned a language like this before. But what I'm trying to equate it to is when I've sort of read about like Aboriginal languages in Australia and how they don't use left and right, they will use cardinal coordinates because that's how they they see themselves in their environment. So I'm assuming that Sami people, they live off their land, they're very in tune with nature, and they sort of consider themselves, they don't own anything, everything is belonging to Mother Nature. So I don't know if that concept helps you in any way. So they're sort of using, there is a tree near me. It might be the tree that they live by and they could call it their tree, but it's not something that they own. So I don't know if that explanation helps, but I think it's more, it's a conceptual thing that you just have to get your head around. And I'm still getting used to it too, because in the tables it's got, in or at or from, and yes, they are very different, but I feel like it's almost simplifying the language a little bit and drawing these prepositions out in English, whereas they're more just assumed, I guess, or inferred by what the sentence is saying by the other words. But I think it'll come with time, but I think it's more of a concept that maybe you need to, we both need to just get our head around with and just go gently with it and just.
Yeah, that's really helpful, Michelle. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm trying to understand what that means to not have ownership in the language in that way. And so, yeah, it's kind of like trying to see from another person's perspective, right?
Yeah, that's
So
the beauty of
you.
language, right? It sort of it opens up into the whole cultural aspect of of a people and their culture and how they see the world. And so it's pretty cool. It's exciting to learn about. I don't know if anyone. I know that we've got some other people that have learned Finnish from like a European or as a native English speaker. They can probably speak to how they got their heads around this concept. But I'm very new. But I'm just sort of trying to find similarities with other native cultures, you know, Inuit cultures and stuff like that.
Ville?
So if I could jump in, maybe I missed part of the conversation you were having, Catherine.
Yes, Simon.
But the other end of that, right? Of course, the diversity of the world languages, there are many different ways of saying things and stuff, but then it does not systematically equals a different conceptualization of things, right?
Okay.
Because of course we know that it's different to have a mother and having a car and having a boat, right? And some languages, they don't make a difference, but an English speaker would know that it's different to have a mother than having body parts, right? Or having that's different kinds of ownership. It's not marked in some languages and marked in the sense that we have linguistic markers in it. But yes, so it's, I mean, it's also good not to fall in the other extreme of, I don't know if you've seen the movie Arrival, you know. Arrival. It's alien language. I don't want to spoil I don't want to spoil the ending. It's a very good. It raises interesting questions about language. But I mean, it's Hollywood, right? So, and basically, the language you speak shapes the way you think, right? And to some extent,
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
To some extent, and in some cases, that's true, but it's not systematically true. Right? Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit something in between. Some people who are radical saying, no, language is just a set of conventions. It has nothing to do with something else. And other people are on the other side of the spectrum and would argue that every languages are different and correspond to very different views of the world and like that. So it's a bit more complex than that, of course.
Yeah, someone mentioned the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis in
That's
the chat.
exactly that. Yes.
Which is a form of linguistic determinism. That language like determines the way you think.
Exactly.
But most scholars have rejected that thesis. But a lot of linguists think that it's true to a certain extent.
Yes. And
that language is shape the way we think, but not exactly determine them. But it goes just as much the other way around, that the way we think and the way we act shapes the way our language develops.
Yes.
So maybe some aspects of language can reflect some parts of how a culture is working, but some parts are more random.
Yes. And also the language you speak can determine some choice making. There was a study on metaphors, on how to treat a problem. And some people read a text full of metaphors to treat, like it was like disease, how to treat a disease, whether to treat its symptoms or to build immunity from it. And that corresponded to two different political views, how to treat a problem. And when people have read this text with one or the other, treating the symptom or treating the immunity, well, they dealt with the issue differently. Anyway, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I really appreciate this, because the purpose for learning Sami for me is to try to get a better understanding of how to think, or how Sami culture, what the cultural values and norms, or, you know, like the idea that if you can speak the language, then it's easier to understand the way of thinking or the way of knowing. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. But if you figured you got it right, it's when you say it's the difference between linguistic relativism and linguistic diversity, right? That's the big difference. I think there's two terms. Relativism, meaning that speakers of two different languages are cognitively different, right? That's not the same as saying that they're just a wide diversity of languages. And yes, sometimes that corresponds to diversity in cognition and culture, but not, doesn't have to, which is the extreme Whorfian hypothesis.
Right. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you think of a language, when you say something in a language, maybe two different persons not automatically mean the same thing. It's equally like when you look at a green tree outside in the garden. Some people see it green and another see it maybe more grayish, or it's your own personal concept, how you feel when you say it. And I think some of the words are also that you can feel them in your way and mean something.
Yeah, but we still manage to understand each other. So we meet at some places, even though we have different ideas of what a tree is. Yes.
And those are mostly forms that our mothers and fathers have told us when we were small. That when you say a tree, you feel this kind of a form or a shape, or maybe some of your friends also can teach you things.
Okay, can I stop you here?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
Simon.
It's an interesting discussion, and of course, this is part of.
Thank you, Vegard.
I mean, there are many reasons why we study languages, but this is also one perspective of getting different, getting new perspectives on life. I guess that's for many people also part of it, and maybe we can find another arena for that discussion if somebody wants to, for example, on the Facebook group, share some articles. Maybe others are also very interested in this. Postpositions in English, for example, we use prepositions, and in Sami we have some prepositions. We also use these cases, so we don't always. If we say that in English we have 200 prepositions, maybe it's 1,000, but I just say 200 for making a number. Then these are some of these are expressed in Sami with cases. For example, to say with the car, bilen. I go with the car, manan bilen. That is one way of doing it. Another way is to use a preposition is, English, with. The words like with and for and at, and these are called prepositions in English. And some of them are expressed with cases in Sami. But others also have prepositions like this. Budgel means over, birra means around, chada means through, lahka means close to, close by. But then we also have these postpositions in Sami, and post means after, and pre means before. So the difference between a postposition and a preposition is that that the preposition, or the word that is translated to English as a preposition, behind in this case, is behind after the main substantive. So vieso dåken. The vieso is the house, and then we put the vieso. It's written like this: house. The strong grade of this is SS, but in the weak grade is just one S. And when we use these postpositions and prepositions, we put the main word into genitive. So, and therefore we say viesodåken, behind the house. Tuoddara mjälde, along the tundra. Sorry.
Excuse me, what's the difference between viesu and dallo?
Yeah, it's approximately the same. It's different in different areas, but dallo is maybe more of a little bigger, like a, I don't know the English word, but you can, in a dallo, at least here, I think we use it for when you also have like animals or so. You have it's not only a farm. Yeah, it's more like a farm, at least in some places. But
Yeah, I learned that Dallo is farm.
yeah, but Dallo, I think in Finnish talo, I think it's
talo in Finnish.
It's house, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so people who are influenced of that might use the word tallo in Sami also for a house. So it's for example, here we have mana luhte. Manna is the nominative form, the child, and mana luhte, by the child, or I'm sitting with the child, or luhte, at the side of the child. Mun chohkan mana luhte. Talo siste, in the house. So for example, here we have a postposition siste, meaning in, and we also had a case locative. So we could say dalos. We could use this. Dallo is nominative singular, and we could put this into locative singular, dalos, in the house. But we can also use dalosiste, in the house. It has a slightly other meaning, like it's a little bit stronger, like in the house, or contra in the house. Yeah, I don't know English. Inside the house and in the house. Yeah, exactly. Very good. That's a good suggestion. It's such small nuances. And then we have some postpositions that also work as prepositions, such as manjil, mu manjil, and manjil mu. And there are over 100 and postpositions in Sami. Muistelu Sami Birra, a story about the Sami. So when you translate this, you see a story, Muistelus, Sami people, Sami people, about. So here is the postposition. So when we translate it, we have to throw the word order a little bit, otherwise, in the because here you see about before the word Sami. So we do that, of course. We don't say the book, the Sami about, when we talk English, because it's not the way we do. So here are lots of examples, and it's also such a case. I should also mention that there are 3 different versions of many of these, of some of these postpositions. One that has a more illative meaning, like Allah, to put something on the table, on the top of the table. One that has a more locative meaning, alde, the mobiltelefon alla beudi alde, or laipile beudi alde. The bread is there at the table, but here is I put something on the table. And there can also be a genitive version, that meaning along the side of. For example, here we have three versions of the same postposition. Belde meaning on the side of, in a locative sense. I mean, mon oron Suomapelde, I live on the Finnish side. Where do you live? I live there. It's a locative, a situation, a place. Or from, mon puadan Norgapelde, I come from the Norwegian side. Yes, all the pre and postpositions take the genitive. That's true. So either the singular or the plural. You could also use these beudid alde, on the tables. but it's always genitive. And Pelle would be along the side. Som vatsaskola dava Pelle. She goes along the northern side of the school, and Bella to go to the other side. Manat pohtet archipel, the children come to dad's side. But then there are some of these, many of these prepositions. I just have one version, and then they work as an illative or as a locative or as a genitive. So it's not always the case that there are three different. I try to check a little bit on the chat, but sometimes I don't. It takes some time for me to understand what it says there, so I'm not commenting upon it. But here is, yeah, these are of course not familiar to most of you. You haven't heard them. Here are some examples that you can read. Vatsan Gatti Mielde. I walk along the beach. Mielde. So there is a small difference among Vatsan Gattis. I walk on the beach. Gaddi in locative singular, or Monvatsan Gattis, or Monvatsan Gatti Mielde, alongside, along the beach. I walk on the beach, contra I walk along the beach. Maybe you can say in English something like that. And there are also some situations where you have prepositions and words that can be used also as a preposition or as a postposition. And sometimes it can be a small difference also. Mimannat vari bajjal, we go over the mountain. Mimannat bajjal vari, we go over the mountain. Yeah, I don't know how to translate the difference. I mean, there's so small things. If you're a mother tongue speaker of English, you would probably be able to say like small differences. We go across the mountain, maybe you could say, and it would mean something slightly different from we go over the mountain or we go across the I don't know. I mean, it's these different things that in every language that we can understand them, but it's difficult to use them in the perfect way. It takes some time. There is no clear examples here of a totally different meaning. I mean, no, but here, yeah, here is one. Peana manna viesupirra. The dog goes around the house. Peana manna pirra viesu. The dog goes around the house. These are similar meanings, but then when you use this postposition in the meaning of about something, pirra also means about. He talked about me, mu pirra, the kirjit pirra. Then you cannot use this as a preposition. You cannot say sihup met pirra kirjit. So there are some situations also that there is a specific meaning for the postposition. And now we will also look a little bit today on these verbs, and we will also look a little bit on this, and then the lesson is over. These are the even syllable verbs. They have 2 or 4 syllables, so they are not like the odd syllable verbs that we looked at second class. We had this halidan, and we had rahkistan, rahkistit, or so. We had, what did we have? Kielistan, I lie. We had these 3 syllable verbs. And lät, that is just 1 syllable. And ät, we don't, that is also a verb. And those are all odd syllable because they have 1 or 3 syllables. But today we will talk about some of the verbs with 2 syllables. And for example, and here are 3 examples. Mannat is to go. Wujjat is to drive. Oh, here are more. Here are 6 examples I see now. These are 2 that work in the exactly same way, but the difference is that the second one has a diphthong in the first syllable, and therefore this e that comes in this my wujje, it makes the o disappear. Vuojan, mon vuojan, I swim. My wujje, we two swim. And si wujje, there you also have this. So if some of you could help me read this out, maybe someone, but then the problem is I'm not able to like choose you from this thing I see here, so I need some of you to step out and read it, but I would love to hear somebody who didn't read so much yet, so that I can comment also on your way of saying these words and so on.
I can volunteer.
Thank you. Can you read this verb mannat, to go, in the 9? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that. That in the 9 declinations or something like that.
Moon manan,
Good.
don manat,
Yeah.
son mana.
Yeah, and press a little bit more on the n there. Son manna.
Son manna.
Good. And
Moi
then
manne.
good.
Doi manna behti.
Very good.
Soy manaba.
Yeah, swai-mannapa. And we have the stress on the yeah, good. Stress on the first.
Mi mannat.
Yeah, mi mannat.
Mi mannat.
Yeah.
Di manna behtet.
Yeah, good. Di manna behtet. And then we have yeah, good. And then we have a stress on every second syllable. You can say di manna behtet. We get an extra stress here because it's 4 syllables in this word. So it's manna behtet.
Di manna behtet.
Good. Yeah.
Si mahnet.
Si mannet. Si mannet. Good. Are you also ready to read this one? Vådjat. It's a verb vådjat, meaning to swim.
Sure. Mun vådjan.
The D disappears there. Here in the first case we had NN, and that is the strong grade, and the weak grade is just N. But here we have a slightly different situation. We have the DJ in strong grade, but we only have a yeah sound in the.
Vojan.
Very good, mon voyant.
Don vojat.
Good.
Son voja.
Yes, good. Son vodja.
Moi voce.
Yes, my vodja.
Voje.
Yeah, vodja. It's the d there, but instead of this diphthong vo, the e makes this o disappear, so it's my vodja.
Moi voce.
Good.
Doi voce behti. Voce behti.
Tuai vodja behti. Yeah, good.
Suai vojaba.
Yeah, so I vodjapa.
Mi vojat.
Yes, mi vodjat. We swim.
Di voce behtet.
Di vodja behtet. You swim.
Si vucet.
Yeah, si vodjet. And that means they swim. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I also see somebody here writing about the verb vodjit that maybe some of you have heard, to drive. It's similar to this, but it instead of vodjat with an A, it has an E on vodjit, to drive. So it's sometimes you in the start you will think they say I'm driving or I'm swimming when they're actually saying the other. So and then is there anybody else who wanna try to say to read out this verb, challit, to read? Anybody?
Try.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Munchalan.
Yeah, moon chalan.
Munchalan.
Good.
Don chalat.
Good.
Don chala.
Yeah, and if you, I think that was correct, but if you want to stress even more that we go up to the stronger grade here, could you get sonchalla? Exactly, sonchalla.
Muy chale.
Yeah, mai challe.
Doi chali biati.
Yeah, tuai challi behti, and we still have we have a little bit stronger stress here than on the other place where we also have stress. So it's tuai challi behti. It's not tuai challi behti, even though it's not wrong to, but it's tuai challi behti.
Doi chali biati.
Yeah. So
Doi
sorry for yeah.
Soy chali. Soy chaliba.
Yeah, so I challipa.
Soy chaliba.
Good.
Mi chalit.
Yes, mi challit.
Di chali biatet.
Yeah, ti challi behtet. And here we have the e contra the behti. For example, here we have the challi behti. Here we have the diphthong, but here it's more like it's just one formation. Challi behtet.
Chali behtet.
Very good.
Si chalet.
Yes, thank you. Si challet. And this means they write.
Right.
Yeah, and we write a book or something. We write. And what about ellit? Could you also help me out with ellit? To live?
Okay. Mun ealan.
Mon elan. Good.
Don ealat.
Ton ealat. Good. Oi.
Son eala.
Son ella. Good.
Moi elle.
Yes. Moi elle.
Toi elli bierti.
Toi elli behti. Good.
Soy elli. Soy elliba.
Yeah. Soi ellipa. Good.
Ni ellit.
Mi ellit. We live. And what about you live? Di
Di
elli behtet.
you
Yeah.
guys.
You
Di
guys.
elli vettet.
Yeah. Di elli behtet. And
Si
then si ellet uppe Amerikas. It would be di elli behtet uppe Amerikas. You live there in America. Or si ellet uppe. No. Now we're so many here, so we should talk about us and but not about them so much. But yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Sounds good. And do we also have somebody else who didn't say so much yet? And
I can read it.
yeah, thank you. This is a verb orrut, meaning to live in the to live. I mean to stay at a place, to live in a house. This ellit was more like to live or die. I mean, it's but this is more to live in a house, kind of.
Mun oron.
Yes, good. Mon oron.
Don orot.
Yes, don orot.
Son orro.
Good. Son orro.
Moi orro. Na orro.
Yes, my orro.
Tuai orro pättit.
Yeah, tuai orro behti. No T on the end there. Orro behti.
Orro pätti.
Yeah, good.
Suai orropa.
Yeah, good. Sai orropa.
Mi orrot.
Mi orrut.
Di orro bettet.
Yeah, good. Di orro behtet. You live.
Si orrot.
Si orrot. Yes. And here we also have this in two places, in two situations we get an O. And if you remember from first or second or third lesson, we had this, that when the O comes in the second syllable, or when the E comes in the second syllable, or when the double E come, double I come in the second syllable, then something is happening in the first if there is a diphthong. So we continue with this one and look for, this means to cry.
Mon cheron. Cheron.
Yeah, I cry, mon chieron.
Don cherot.
Yeah, good. Don chierot.
Son cherro.
Good. Son chierro.
Moi cherro.
Yes, and then the E here, because we got this O here, then the E diphthong is changed into a long E sound, I sound. So it becomes moi chirro.
Chiro.
Yes, moi chirro. I should try to say that R better. I'm not so good at it. Moi chirro. Yeah, something.
Chirro.
Yeah, good,
Chirro.
good. Sorry, you were the one who was going to read.
Tuai cherobatti.
Yeah, tuai chirrobehti.
Cherobatti.
Yeah, good. Good. Yeah. Try to a little bit extra with the H sound there, but it's
Cherobatti.
yeah, chirrobehti.
Cherobatti.
Good, good. Tuai chirropa. Oh, sorry, that was yours.
Tuai cheroba.
Kierrupa. And what about we cry?
Mi kierrut.
Mi kierrut.
Mi kierrut. Ti kierrubehte.
Yes, ti kierrubehtet.
I'm not very good with the H sound.
It sounds okay. It sounds good. Sounds good.
um,
What about the last one?
Ti kierrut.
Yeah, but now you looked a little bit too quick. You need to look what about the diphthong here in the first? What happened to that one?
Kierrut.
Good. Kirrot.
Yeah.
Si kirrot. They cry. Very good.
Kierrot.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And then there is also some information here about the negation form. The negation form of even syllable verbs is formed by taking away the t from the infinitive form and putting the word in weak grade. For example, if we have mannat, we take away the t and then we take it down to the weak grade, so it becomes mana. Mon in mana, I don't go. So that one is not so difficult when the verb is changing, is ending on a at. What we did now, I can repeat, or I can say this. I didn't say it so clearly. What we did was that we looked first on the at verbs, and then after that we looked at the it verbs, it, ending at it, and in the end we looked at the ut verbs because they work in the same way. If they end in it, we know that they follow this pattern. If they end in ut, we know they follow this pattern. And for the first, for those ending with at in infinite, we go, we swim. It's easy, quite easy to make the negative form. We take away the t and we put it into weak grade. Mon in mana, I don't go. So what would this be? I don't swim. Mon in. Anybody has a suggestion? Maybe it was difficult to learn it already.
Mon in voja.
Mon in voja, good. You take away the t and you put this consonant into the weak grade. Mon in voja, I don't swim. And then it says here, for verbs ending in it or ut, there is also a little bit, there's something happening with the last vowel here. Lit, you take away the t, you take it down to weak grade. So then what we have then is like this, eli, but it happens something. It's this e is so unstressed, if you can say that. So it becomes an e.
Oh, vowel reduction.
No, that is the problem.
Oh.
Yeah. Note that the e and o in the negation form doesn't create umlaut. Normally it does. Always, almost always when we get this e or o or double I in the second syllable, it is an umlaut, a change in the diphthong of the first syllable. But this is just a shortening of the sound. So this is not a strong e sound. and it's not a strong O sound. So I know that this is not good news for you who want to learn the language, because it would be natural to think that also this A disappears. So it would be in ele or something like that, but it's not like that. So this is an example of a situation where the O can be in the second syllable and the IE or the diphthong is still intact. Sorry to say that, because it would be easier if this rule would be all the time, of course. So here are some examples of if we look at for example this, I don't write. How would you put that into negative? Mån in Charle. Yeah, I don't write. And what about you don't write?
Don't eat Charle.
Don't eat Charle. It's the same form. It's just the ich, and it's just this. We're just changing this. What about Soni Charle? Maya and Charle. We don't write. Die Charle. You don't write. So maybe I put you into groups again, and you can try to work on this a little bit. And then also continue with this exercise 5, dialogue exercise. Write a dialogue based on some of the following questions. Work in pairs, it's a. And I will try this time to follow up on you who were alone in rooms, because I started doing something else earlier today. What is the word for poem? Oh. Kostonlet eret. So here are some of these questions and sayings you already have seen, like Kostonlet eret, where are you from? But then and Monlankironis eret, I am from Kiruna. That one is also familiar. But this one you haven't heard, because Bayas Shaddat, to grow up. Where did you grow up? This verb, Bayas Shaddat, it's the infinitive form, is a 4-syllable verb with the at, so it's similar to these verbs up here, ending at like mannat. It works like mannat, and therefore we didn't talk about it earlier. But now when you have started to learn this new kind of verbs that are called even syllable verbs, I could use this one also. Mon lembayas shaddan Uppsalas, or Mon lembayas shaddan Londonis. I grew up in London. Talmon oron Stockholmas. I think this orrot verb, we had it earlier in some text. It's also a verb that we learn today to conjugate. So maybe you can try on basis of this to talk some 2 and 2 in groups. And if you want to start a little bit to look at this negative, or if you want to leave it and work with it later, maybe it's the same easy to work on it alone. You need to read this information and this sometimes, and then you will be able to do that. So I put you into groups. Is that okay for 10 minutes? Some people have to go. Yeah, absolutely okay. Mana Tervan, to you who go, I stop sharing. And then I make groups, breakout rooms. How many are we now? 46, 45, it goes down, maybe people leave. 20, I make 22. Oh, there are already rooms. Wait. Okay, there are already rooms. I open them and then I try to put you around so you are 2 people in every room. Do you who are here in the main room want to be assigned to some room? Or are you happy on your own? No, you want to go?
I could be in a room, that's fine.
Okay, just wait a little bit. Mm.
Until now, you didn't put me to a room?
Didn't I? Oh, sorry. Wait. Now I try.
I can also be a room.
Okay.
Not to be a room, but be in a room.
Yeah. Yeah, strange. It seems like you are in a room. You must be double booked or double checked in here.
There was nobody else in the room.
Oh, is that true? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, I will. Yeah, it's so difficult, this one. I don't. Okay.
Imagine.
So if you go, can you go there again, and then I go and move you? Is it possible? And then I move you from there because I don't see you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I put you into.
Boris.
Boris. Yeah, we can work here too. Absolutely.
Yeah, we could just all work together here.
Sure.
Daniela, do you want to join in here through this?
Of course, why not?
Sure. Okay. So for the dialogue, would you like to just take turns reading for a couple lines?
Or yes, I gave them all the dialogues. I gave them all numbers.
Okay.
From 1 to 17, and Front can put it, or we just can read it. No problem.
Ville?
Yes.
I asked you a question in the chat. If you could please let me have the homework link for next week.
For this week or
This
for next?
participation checkup.
For next lesson or for
The
this
one I'm
lesson?
supposed to do at home before next time.
Yeah, it's exactly. One moment.
Kiitos.
Okay. Jana is still there?
Yeah.
Shall we just read it?
Yeah, go ahead. You can start.
Okay. Koston let eret.
Munleen kironis eret.
Maybe you need. Shall we just? I read one and you read one. So shall we just do it like this?
You mean you say one line and then I say the same line as that again?
No. I read one line and you read one line.
Yeah.
Just that we read it.
Say line 3.
Yeah, Munlian Bias Hotan Uppsalas.
Okay. Dalmun oren Stockholmas.
Goston Orut.
Gostu vieja oru.
Gostu Oapa Oru.
Gostu vanhimet oruba.
Dat Oruba Linköpingis.
Oh. Mu ati roki lea yapman.
Mu etni Oru Ohtiokas.
Mun leen juste varen norgi.
Mun aikon manat johkamokai suhtassa tihte.
Mun muarsi oru yokamokis.
Mu irgi oru upmis.
Leat go liamas. Stockholmas.
Mun inleat kuasikä fitnan Helsikis.
Good.
Okay, that helps. Do you want to try changing maybe a pronoun, like starting again with saying, where is he from? Or is that too hard?
Oh, for me it is too hard, I
we came back. No, I closed the rooms, so
okay.
we're all back here now.
Okay, I'm going to mute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Jana.
Jana.
And I guess we made it to the end of this lesson also. If you use these sentences, maybe you can change things and say things about yourself. That's the plan. Thank you. You are asking about homework. There is no clear homework, but there is this attendance check. So it's just a small thing there on. I could not write in the attendance form. Oh, is that true? Didn't I? I just did it now, so I have to go back there and try to make it work. I will check on that soon, but now I will also. Could you read the second to last one? Yes, Leamash or Fitnan. What's the difference in meaning? No, it's not any. Only Leamash more than Fitnan. Fitnan is visited. Leamash is to have been. Have you been in Stockholm? Have you visited Stockholm? It's just, I mean, it's just a slightly small different. Koston let eret, mon len kironis eret, mon len bias shaddan uppsalas. This is actually two words. Bias means up, and shaddat means to become. So, mon len bias shaddan uppsalas, or wherever. Talmon orun Stockholmas. Koston orut. Kostu Velja orru. Kostu Oabba orru. Kostu Vanemat orrupa. And this Vanemat, sometimes it's written Vanemat, Vahnemat, and it can be either or. Vanemat. It's also, I think, a dialect thing. Tahorrupa Linköpingas. Maybe I would say Linköpingas instead of es. Sometimes it's difficult to know, is it supposed to be is or as in these. It's a question of the stress. If the stress is Londonas, Parisas, it's also a question of where you put the stress in your mother tongue. For maybe if you say Paris, Parisas, mon orom Parisas, but what in Sami we would say mon orom Parisas. Yeah, okay. Mu ahchi rohki le japman mu ädni oro ohtse jogas mon len juste farren norki mon aikun mannat johka mohkai suhtasadihte mu muarsi oro johka mohkis mu irikki oro upmis lähko läämas Stockholmas Läkofitnan Stockholmas, monille Klassikifitnan Helsingis. I think this OPMI should have been with a B actually. I think that was wrong, written in the wrong way. Okay, time is running away and how would you say, my parents live in the same place, or I think the lesson is stopping here. I will continue to answer some of the question here, but to you who want to go, you should go, and see you next week. And I will email the link for the homework when it is fixed. Yes, I will do that. So stop recording.